that?
Right, just like typicals. Like, man, y'all.
CP time.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome
do?
back to
do?
our 8th episode. We're not really counting them, but I'm counting them. Of Gem City Live. I'm Valcine Brown.
Charles Street. You already know. That's my whole name.
It's not, but we're going to keep the other
that's
part under
right.
wrap. We're going to keep it.
That's
So
right.
wait,
I'm telling
we
everybody in
can't
the chat,
start.
welcome.
We can't start
Okay, all right.
until we toast.
Oh, toast.
Hey, bam.
That's right. Get y'all.
Mm-hmm. Go get your little,
get y'all.
whatever you need to get you through.
Get y'all sip on.
It's Friday. Praise Jesus.
Mhm.
Hallelujah. God is good.
That's right.
Mm.
And it's blue because it's freezing where we're at.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. It has gotten down below, down to 27 degrees the past 2 nights.
Yeah.
Because I get up at 4:45 in the morning and I check the weather. I'm like, 27 degrees. Jesus.
So I know they got it cold going from, west all the way to the East Coast. Ain't no joke.
Oh,
I can only imagine how cold it would be up in like Chicago.
Cali girl.
Yeah, for real.
Cali girl.
For real.
Yes. So welcome back. Or welcome if this is your first time tuning in. You chewing? Are you eating?
Yeah.
I was scarfing when I first got here. We want to encourage you to click subscribe so you never miss another episode of what is going on. We will give you the unpopular of the popular.
Yes. And what it is you can go to the website. As I'm looking through my drafts, on the website, gemcity.live, at gemcity.live, there's a link at the top. You click that link, then it will let you subscribe. We're looking for subscribers because we are trying to showcase the show in formats that you can actually watch. So it won't just be YouTube, because then not everyone uses YouTube.
Or wants to use the data.
Home. Right.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't listen and watch us while you're driving home. Unless you're in a Tesla.
Help us, because we're going to basically, I guess, get to the point is we're going to be opening up a Amazon Fire TV. So when you get home, you can throw you something on.
And Castbox is coming. Yeah, we want to be with you on your drive to or from work or wherever you happen to be traveling. We want to go with you.
Right. So Gem City on the website, top right. Facebook, if you go to our page, if you're a member on our page, we're starting to give out prizes, t-shirts, and all that kind of stuff, all the fun stuff that we're going to have. But the Facebook sign up button is right up under the video. The YouTube channel, you can go directly to the YouTube channel. If you just go to YouTube and search 3 words, Gem City Live, and just subscribe, it'll help us out. Yeah. Once we get past a certain amount, again, we just started. We're looking at getting that big 100, y'all. That big 100.
We're almost there.
And then we'll have the ability to position ourselves in the realm of being able to download from Amazon, so you can check us out on TV. Also, when you go to the website, gemcity.live, there's a link somewhere in the middle on the right side, and it basically says, join our newsletter. That will allow you to get, I don't want to say pop-ups because they're different, but they are what they call push notifications.
Push notifications.
So if you're on your computer and you see something come from one side that says, OJ Simpson just got out. You know what I'm saying? Those news clips. Right. Those news clips that come out. You can get ours as well. And again, you won't get more than 1 per day. So hopefully not too much happens. I mean, if there's something crazy, you need to know about, we'll probably hit you with a couple, but there's no reason that not have more than 1 per day. It usually comes out around 5, usually around dinner time, 5, 6, 7. I know back east it's a little bit different, so we try to get that out about 4 or 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So YouTube, Facebook, Gem City Live website are the 3 places that you can go to subscribe to us. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
And post some stuff on there. Let us know where you at.
Yeah.
Because, we want to make sure that, we're not just covering one area. If you got something going on, in your city that we need to know about,
let us know.
Be your voice. We'll share it to everyone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So,
on that note, let me get this other one out, because the email is another area that you can go to. If you have subscribed to our newsletter, and you haven't seen any of the emails come out, check your spam filter and check different folders inside your Gmail, because Gmail is usually what most people have. I know Yahoo and some people still have AOL. We pray for y'all, but check your email in your spam filter to let us come through, because again, we won't mail you more than one morning gym nug per day, but that's just to get you going in the morning so you can have that. I mentioned push notifications, and the last thing is Valentine's Day is in less than 7 days from now. So
it's creeping.
If you ain't got that together, hey, we told you, so you better get it together. That's it. That's the morning announcement. Now pass the plate.
Pass the peas like they used to. Right. Okay. So we have two things we're going to talk about, then we are going to get to our main topic, right? So 2 things I want to discuss is perhaps you're aware that the UN has published a report stating that we have 12 years to limit climate change before it becomes more disastrous than it already is. So, Representative of Congress from New York, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, has presented a resolution that would get the U.S. net zero greenhouse gas emissions down to 0 in 10 years. Now, I had to look it up myself. I was like, oh, what's that mean? Net zero greenhouse gases refers to achieving a net zero carbon emissions by balancing a measured amount of carbon released with the equivalent amount sequestered or offset by buying enough carbon credits to make up the difference. To me, that don't sound like it's really going to help us out. No, I'm serious. Well, see,
I know you ain't saying.
Here's my problem. No, but see, first of all, I want to say I applaud efforts being made, because if you don't have a starting place, you definitely won't go anywhere.
That's right.
But my concern is that purchasing of credits to equal some amount of greenhouse gases you're still producing, how does that really solve the problem that they're being produced? And part of the plan involves getting some more lightning rails and things like that to kind of deal with some of the congestion, because most of the greenhouse gases that are being produced in the US come from automobiles. And my concern is that if we don't, Americans like their car. We want to go where we want to go, when we want to go, how we want to go. Period. Right? I'm ready to go. So my concern is that we've allowed it to get so out of control. How can we really come up with a feasible plan that's going to bring us to a net zero in 10 years? My head is struggling. It's not. That's my concern.
But what happens is, it's like you have to kind of force things upon people, where it's like,
right.
It's
do or die.
Right. Some areas you have to drive a car. You have to have 2 people in it.
Right.
Right. I'm not saying these are the magic numbers.
Right.
Or the answer or the solution.
Or you have to have a Tesla.
But you have to have some. Tesla's not going to be the answer either. And I'm telling you why. Because again, speaking on your subject was a good topic. I watched the documentary. Check it out on Netflix. I forget what it's called, but they go to the biggest cities in the U.S. Excuse me, biggest cities in the world.
Okay.
And talk about different aspects of the good and the bad, pros and cons, or whatever. But Russia is, specifically Moscow, is the biggest city. It's the most northern city in the world, which I didn't know. But it's the biggest city with the most cars, right? They have a large number of cars because about 10, 15, 20 years ago, being a communist country, they didn't have the ability to have cars like they have now.
Right. So people are getting luxuries.
So now that they have the ability, when the wall came down, Gorbachev bring that wall down and all that, now they're westernized, which is a communist country, but with capitalist, values.
Now.
It's kind of hypocritical and whatever. I'm not a statistician, a politician. I don't even really know how it works. All I know is they've had an influx of cars that are basically inundating their roads. And my thing was, if you go to Russia, if you're allowed to go to Russia and provide a solution to fix their car problem, then you can fix car problems anywhere, because the only place that has more cars than Russia, I may have said the most in the world, is Shanghai and Hong Kong.
Well, I get what I should say people. Yes, but the top 5 producers of carbon emissions, Russia's not even on the list. So regardless of what they have going on right now, the top 5 countries producing, they're not on the list.
I mean, that's a vast country. If you look at it on the map, it's
like,
half.
But most of it, yes. But it's so underpopulated compared to per capita of square miles.
Okay, but that's changing,
right?
Because again, one of the things was, and again, it's a very good subject that you're bringing up, is the cheese that they're producing out of Russia now, because Gorbachev had stopped Europe from bringing in outside products. They were taking their produce and they were, taking it straight to the dump and said, okay, basically, if you don't let us out of whatever agenda he wanted to be let out, the EU agreement, whatever it is, NAFTA, I don't know, but if you don't let us out, then we're not going to start taking your product. So he stopped taking imported products, and now a lot of that stuff is being produced. So going to your topic, now they're going to start having these problems that we've had, like with DuPont, where the company is making plastic or Teflon product, and the result of Teflon is poisoning the rivers. Right? They're going to start having those kind of problems that we've had, and they are new because of the system they come out of. So give it time. Like with anything else, I would look to China. I would look to Hong Kong and the places where, tons of people are, to see what.
I want to correct myself. Russia's on the list, but they're 4th on the list.
For what? Cars?
For emissions, carbon emissions. Okay. Yeah, it's China, U.S., India, Russia, and Japan.
And people don't really care. Politicians don't really care. Yeah. And we don't really care when it's really said and done. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't expect us neighbors and people to go out, and be doing, specific things deliberate to say, okay, I'm going to go out here and do this.
Rack up some carbon today.
Because it's not going to work like that. You have to have a plan. You have to have a solution.
Yes.
One of the
solutions, and it has to be one that you can get people to buy in.
Well, I seen one guy, one of these young millennials, come up with. Matter of fact, I think he may have been Russian, and he had a very good idea where he was out in the ocean, and he was taking these fans. By the way, I thought of this before he did. He just made it happen. Taking these fans, and these huge fans suck the oxygen, the air, into these fans, and it's like a radiator. Water comes down and it takes out the dirty pollutants in the air. So in a sense, it's cleaning the air.
Where is it putting the things it's cleaning out of the air?
That's the other point. It's where does the non-pollutants? I mean, where does
the pollutant go?
Where do the pollutants go? Yeah.
What? Jesus. Yeah. We need to get away from fossil fuels. We need to get away from non-renewable energy sources. That's really going to be key factors. We've got to do that.
What about people?
What about them?
It's just too many people.
Okay, well, we can't eat the people.
But you can do something about curbing it down, though, right?
Yeah, that's a whole nother realm, because nobody can say to another person, you've had enough kids. They tried that in China. And then they ended up, leaving baby girls on the street because they rather.
Why not? Why should you?
Because you'll end up to the same thing that happened in China.
Which is what?
China.
Start throwing their babies in the trash and whatnot.
Yes, or they would just leave girls on the street because they wanted boys. They just throw. It's crazy. You had to have permission.
So in other words, just have as many kids as you want. If you can't take care of them, then we got you.
No, I'm not saying that. But we can't at the same time. I wish somebody would come and tell me you can't handle more kids. I don't want any more. Whoa, the store's closed. I don't want any more, but you will not tell me what I can and cannot do with my body. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, I understand that part. But when there's a situation where population has doubled, tripled, maybe even quadrupled since we were kids, at some point you have to have a solution. And it's not for us to come in and say, here's what you're going to do with your body.
Right.
But in order to help us going further, along with emissions and stuff, we have to limit ourselves to 1 or 2 babies in the next 10 years.
No, because why should Henry get to drive by himself? Harry get to drive by himself. Lola's driving by herself. They all going in the same doggo direction, but yet you have to tell me I can only have 1 or 2 kids. Why don't y'all hop y'all happy asses in that car together?
Same thing.
Well, start there.
Stop having babies.
Start there.
Start
there. Start with renewable energy. Windmills. We have solar.
You usually have to stop at usually should start at the source, though, right? You should.
The number one source is carbon emissions.
Okay, so you in order to stop something, you really need to address the source and then worry about cleaning up the resolve, right? Unfortunately, if somebody's shooting, you don't worry about, okay, we're not gonna make no more bullets or stop selling guns.
First, you got to duck.
You got to duck.
You got to duck and live through the situation, and then make a plan later.
See, we got this.
So then
we might solve this on this show.
Right? Anybody listen to this? They need to listen. But see, here's the thing. You're right. And this, like in hospitals, you have to triage. You have to take that which is the worst case situation. You have to fix that first.
You do.
Then that means going to the number one source of carbon emissions. That's fossil fuels. We've got to go there first.
Throw it out. And the problem is the people in charge to tell you what you can and can't do with regard to cleaning it up ain't giving a damn.
Yes.
Because they got the yachts.
And see,
they got the boats. They get elected into the office and forget
if you don't
everything
stop
they said.
preaching, if you don't stop.
Everything they said. Because they didn't forget.
They didn't forget.
And they get up there and get caught in situations like this one brother now that's supposed to replace old boy Mr. Blackface. And now he got another lady coming out saying, yep, he did it.
Me too.
And I wanted to talk about that too, not to interrupt what you was going to say.
Actually, what you're saying is going to tag on to what my next thing is.
Well, my thing, okay, we might go left a little bit.
Okay.
My thing is, why does this person, lady, whatever, why does she bring this to light now? Aren't there positions before you get to lieutenant governor, to my understanding, which is second governor in charge? Aren't there positions
I don't know.
before that she could have said, he's not even getting, to be, whatever is before lieutenant governor.
I don't even want you to be a
you can't even
security
be
guard
now. Governor.
You
can't even be.
I don't even want you to be mall security.
Yeah, you can't even be mall security to get to, whatever position you need to.
Right.
First of all, she should have said it then. I don't know how long ago, it happened, but she should have said it then. And secondly, which isn't funny, but
you're laughing.
It's funny. It's funny to me.
Funny, but
not funny to everybody. But you go up into a hotel room with somebody.
Okay.
Y'all start kissing.
Okay.
Right? Your accusation after you leave is he forced me to, do give him head.
I'd have bit that shit off. You could not force me. Unless you have a gun to my head, I wish you would. I'd be like, oh, okay. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
How do you force somebody? You know what I mean?
Okay.
How do you force?
Well,
if she said no, I'm not going to do that, and he snatched her and said, "You going to do this?"
Well, the question is,
did he?
But then the question is then. Did he use some type of manipulation or coercion, meaning he had authority over her in some instance?
I'm not falling for that either, because again, you got to put bread and food on the table. I get that,
right?
But there are ways that she could have been like, okay, he's going to use this weight and make me do this. That's fine. I'm gonna record it next time. And
I'm going to the police right after I leave.
That's what I'm saying. But if she was smart, she would have had to prove it, because it would have been hearsay. So catch him in the act if it's really that. So miss me on that. He was using his power. She was using her power. Miss me on that. You know what I'm saying?
See, I haven't.
I'm not condoning whatever happened. If it did happen, I'm saying, obviously, if a woman says no, says no.
So her accusation is that he forced her to give him oral sex. Did she say how? It didn't go into detail. But see, that matters to me.
What was said was they were in a room. They were in a hotel room together.
Okay.
And after kissing,
one
thing led to another, and he forced her to give him some head.
Well, I'm gonna need to know. You know, did he have a gun? Did he have a knife? Did he grab you by the hair, threaten to break your neck?
Like, you gonna finish
you
this?
know,
I'm
did he, you know, grab you by the hair? You know, were you afraid he's about to snap your neck?
Because at some point,
I would have bid it though. I'm telling you,
every woman in the world can say we was doing it, and right before, you know what I mean? Right before he was getting, oh well, he did this, and you can change your mind at any given point now, and it's getting closer and closer to the point where your kids are 18. Well, I didn't want the kids. So
I said stop right before it came.
So he can't be governor because I didn't want to. I'm just like, at some point, come on, we have to come on now.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning it. You went up into the room with him. You know, y'all started kissing.
It's just like that. It's just like that lady who later accused Kobe Bryant of rape. And it turned out it was completely consensual. She just wanted to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
She wanted to get paid.
All day. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I think that, okay, women, let me talk to you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Do not falsely accuse, because that does lead to the instance where women have been raped or sexually assaulted in some way, or something's happened to them. And then because of allegations that were proven to be false, people now wonder, they have to second guess other stories that come out. Well, did it happen? Did it really happen?
Right.
I think that when people, any man or woman, falsely accuse someone of a heinous crime, such as, you know, rape, molestation, and it's proven that it didn't happen. And I don't mean he got off on some technicality. I mean, he had an alibi, he was somewhere else, or he had the videotape and he proved that you really did do it and then you lied about it later. I think you need to take that punishment that he would have gotten. Because think about that. Think about what was the guy?
It needs to be out.
Somebody whose last name was Banks. He was the guy who was drafted to go, or was he was shoot. He was playing football in university, was about to be drafted to go to the NFL. A girl, no. He was in high school. One of the girls, apparently through summer school, said that he raped her in the bathroom. It was happened in Long Beach Unified School District. He ended up going to jail.
Oh, yeah,
he had been in jail some time, and when she felt guilty, came out and said, I lied all the time. And then she had sued the city too, like millions of dollars, came out and said she lied. His career was gone.
Oh, yeah.
He'd been him in jail 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, she needs to be under the jail. She needs to get it.
Can't just be like, okay,
and it's because of things like that make every story that comes out, you have to second guess it. There has to be a point where we are held accountable to those things. She should have went to jail.
When you blow that air up in that balloon, right? That energy that's in that balloon, whether it pops or the air comes back out, somebody needs to take that energy that was put into blowing that balloon up, whether it be the accused
because
person,
it can't just
or the person
it's not going to just dissolve.
You can't just let it go away. Be like, okay, well, my bad.
Oh,
people like
my
that
bad.
coming
I'm
out
sorry.
of jail all the time, getting millions of dollars because it's 40 years in prison, and we had the wrong guy. That's just
right.
That's
right. There was a case like that last week, right?
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
But on that note, Woody Allen is suing Did you hear about this?
Speaking of child
okay, right. Yeah. Woody Allen is suing Amazon for more than $68 million. In 2017, Amazon made a deal with Woody Allen to distribute some of his movies. Since the longstanding allegations against him regarding sexual molestation of his daughter, Dylan Farrell, which he has always denied. Since it's crazy. I know.
Headache on that one.
And so he's always denied them. So since those things are still in the limelight due to the Me Too movement, Amazon has declined to end the deal. So he got mad and said, we had a deal.
Wait.
You gonna still distribute my movies?
You said Amazon has declined to end the deal.
I mean, sorry. Has decided to end the deal. Decided to end the deal.
Well, yeah, because now, see, Mama Amazon got some money now, and now she's starting to say, since Jeff is over here doing this thing and he playing, I'm gonna come in here with my shares, and I'm gonna do this woman all white. You know, they wearing all white in politics now. You see that Nancy Pelosi, all the women in white. You see that? Yeah. So that's the thing now is the women's movement in politics is all white.
Really?
That's what they're wearing. If you watch the Trump speech, I didn't watch the speech, but if you watch the highlights of it, you'll see them all sitting up in there, you know, wearing their white, doing their thing. So they got a little movement going on.
All
and
right,
that's what's going to happen with the women in power. They're going to come around. They're going to do their thing. They're going to start weeding out stuff like that. And I think it's good because dude has slipped by all these years.
Yes.
Kind of
because wasn't his stepdaughter?
Stepdaughter, dude.
That's all kind of wrong. That's all kind of nasty.
That's weird.
Okay.
That's weird.
Why is she saying it now though? You was with him. Why are you saying it now?
Oh, the girl saying it now? Oh, well, you know, she again, it's now because it's a trend and it's old. This is where the trend starts, and this is where my experience, my history comes in. Let me pour mine into this trend and keep it going and stuff. Because if the daughter now is saying something now, she need to be quiet too. She's just as guilty as he is after a certain point. When they first got together, okay, brainwashed, she's young, she don't know what's going on.
She in her 40s now, right? 30.
Come on, at some point you got to break away.
Yeah.
You got to be like, you know, I'm talking to people. I mean, your friends got to be like, are you sure you want to be with me? You know what I mean? Whatever. They going to say something to make you question, like, okay, these are my values and I'm going to stick with them. Or you're right. Let me think about this and move. And since she didn't move, then she's in the same boat.
You know, Ludacris said, when I move, you move.
Something. Something. But yeah, that's a whack situation. I don't care what they need to do, what they did, trying to what they need to put him and R. Kelly in the same boat and push that on off. That way they can, you know, do whatever they want together. See, R. Kelly can watch the movies and then Woody Allen can sing. Oh, never mind. Too much.
They can go perform in prison together.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Leave the kids alone.
Oh, Jesus, yes. Those are my main topics for today.
Well, you like grilling, don't you?
I do.
You be grilling them. You hear about the grilling? Did you see any of the grilling today? You hear about the news today?
What I know about a grill is Ariana Grande got small barbecue grill charcoal on her hand when it was supposed to say 7 rings. That's what I know about the grill. Wait, so I had a conversation were we going there? Or
well, mine's still about grilling.
So okay, so we might as well go there. So my daughter is majoring in civil engineering and getting a minor in Japanese language and literature.
Nice.
So she is in her second Japanese class, doing well, and she is planning to study abroad next year in 2020. She is just fascinated by the Japanese culture, Korean culture, and she's just really embracing it and learning as much as she can. So last week was her birthday. Happy birthday, Reese. Yay!
Happy birthday.
So we went out, and so I spoke with her about this topic because, you know, she's young. She's all into what's going on. And so I told her I read the article that it was supposed to say 7 rings, but it ended up saying when you put the 2 symbols together, it means small charcoal grill. And she goes, Mama, it is worse than that. I said, well, what? She said the first part says 7 in Japanese. She aesthetically didn't like the way rings looked in the Japanese Hangul, so she decided to switch it to Chinese. So the first part is in Japanese, the second part is in Chinese, but when you put them, you can't. Something about the Chinese language, when you put them together, it changes the meanings altogether. Doodle sticks, doodle brow. Right. So anyway, but then my daughter was so upset with her. She hates liars like her mama. I mean, I'm not a liar. Like her mother, she hates liars. Right, okay. Got it. Okay. So she said that Ariana, she lost even more respect for her because she said, well, I decided to change it because it was hurting too much. If anybody who's ever gotten a tattoo, you can't change in the middle of a tattoo because they clean you off. They shave you off. They clean you off again. They put the Vaseline. They take the transferable stencil like those old, and that's what you want? Okay, they start going. They can't decide to get this part of the tattoo and you get to this part and they got to wipe it all off, put some more glue and stencil it back on. It's not happening.
Yeah, if you privilege, it happens. Right? If you privilege, this is not what I want.
Wait, let me finish. Let me prove to you why that's a lie. Besides that part. Besides that part. Beside that part. Beside that part. Let's say that part was true. Let's say that part was true.
It's not.
It's not. But let's say it is. Let's say it's true.
All right.
And so she decided that hurt. So this is smaller. Let's just put that on there. So then she wasn't satisfied with it. So she went and added more to the tattoo. So you change your tattoo halfway through because it hurt too bad. And now you done gone back and added more to that too.
Doo-doo brown.
I'm going to need you to stop lying.
That's what you get.
I'm going to need you to stop lying.
But then again, look at the way fate does. Fate takes care of that though, right? Right? We couldn't have planned it that way even if you'd have written the script for a movie.
Right.
That's what you get. You can't be so privileged and so out of touch with things.
And you need to stop stealing other people's culture. That's culture vulture. You know, and the whole thing is that she is trying to steal people's culture, talking about some 7 rings. Ain't a single tribute on the album that has anything to do with the Japanese culture. So what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I pushed it off as her being young, and unfortunately, like I said, she
young and privileged, having too much damn money.
She needs to surround herself with people who are, more grounded to say, you know what, these are the decisions you can make that are going to be good for your career,
and these are things that are going to make you look like a fool,
instead of doing what she's doing and they're showing it all on TV and stuff like that, where she's drinking, and partying and stuff like that. It's just nothing wrong with all that being young. But at some point, like with that Lindsay Lohan girl, when you're just doing it for the stunt and the publicity and the YouTube rankings or whatever, it's just pathetic. There are so many more authentic people out there. When you lose your authenticity, then you get caught up in situations like Doo-doo brown on your hand.
Doo-doo brown.
So, I'm gonna move on because she's grilling herself. But somebody else that I grilled today was a guy by the name of Matt Whitaker. You ever heard that name before?
Matt Whitaker.
Yeah. So he is the acting attorney general.
I think I was reading a little bit about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was on TV today from about 9 o'clock till like I don't know, about 1 or 2, maybe even 3, before the House Judiciary Committee. And it was basically, from what I understand, all Democrats that had questions for him. And you want to talk about a grilling? They went off. And I didn't feel sorry for dude at one point. I'm just trying to think, who is this guy? Where do I know him from? And he's just Jeff Sessions' successor, right? So he's the one that said basically, Trump can't be impeached or Trump can't be tried because he's the president.
And apparently he can claim that conversations he's had with the president falls under executive privilege and this and other.
Right. That good old boy.
I'm still trying to figure out why it's taking so long to nail him.
Well, you got to hear some of the conversations. I mean, it was a long, grueling process, and we'll try to put some highlights together of some of the key points. But some of them senators in there, man, are sharp. And I forget that senators, a lot of them, I don't know if all of them, but some of them are attorneys. And,
yes, it's very popular to get a poli-sci major and then go into politics, go into law enforcement, or go into being an attorney before stepping into a political office.
It's nice to see.
Look at Kamala Harris. She was a district attorney.
It's nice to see when those people, those professionals get into their profession and they argue for the right side, for the good side.
Yes.
I'm not talking about no alt-right. I'm talking about the righteous side.
Right.
The side that everybody knows is right.
Right.
With this new
don't believe what your eyes see and what your ears hear is not new, right?
Right.
What the news is saying isn't happening and what they're reporting isn't happening.
Fake news.
That's been around since leaders and Hitlers and all even before. Psychological warfare
propaganda.
Is what it is. It's propaganda. And what it is the same thing this guy's up here saying, because he's not answering the questions when they're saying, okay, basically, here's what you said, right? So if you agree that the families can't be families can be prosecuted for things that they've done. Trump aides can be prosecuted for the things that they've done.
Trump can't.
But can Trump be prosecuted? No, well, I can't answer that question because it's not. No, it's either yes or no.
Right.
Can he be prosecuted? And this is the head dude. This is the head top cop. This is the big boy. And he's talking about how he's going to.
But of course, he's going to put people in there who's going to do his bidding. That's the whole point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, we know that. And how he got in the position, what I'm understanding too, wasn't even the traditional way of doing it either. You know, Trump kind of overstepped as opposed to letting the next person in line have the position, which is, you know, tradition. And so that's what this guy's doing. And he's gone. He's got to be gone. All the stuff that he's doing. It's only a matter of time, because even the comedians, it's almost like they're running out of jokes to say now, because every single time it's something new and something just more garbage. You know, you get tired of hearing it. It's got to be funny. You got to put some laughter around it, just so you can get through it, because the stuff that's being done is just unbelievable.
It's outlandish.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Outlandish. Well, our 5 topics are supposed to be music, tech, movies, self-improvement, and political. I'm gonna go backwards this time. Is that all right? Can I start with political, since we're already in that realm? Okay, so we're talking about how we're watching this dog and pony show, and how things are just so outlandish, and how there's people. I'm still amazed he's even still in office, right? So I saw this article that was saying that more than 450 candidates have already registered with the Federal Election Commission, filing their intent to run to be president for 2020, which is quite a significant increase from the 2000 election. There were only 418. The 2016 was super high, 325% increase. There was 1,777 who filed to run for president that year. So it's 450 already. And apparently the filing has to do with if you're going to be collecting more than $5,000 in donations for your campaign is when you have to file. So you can run without filing, but if you make over that certain amount, you have to have had this on file.
Well,
we have to see what's going to happen.
It's going to be nice to see what happens, and I can't wait till the cards unfold, because they're doing that, and they're also trying to get together to figure out how they're going to end up looking at his tax. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on.
It's crazy.
But I can't wait till they turn these things all over and it all starts to make sense, because not that, you know, I'm not having any faith, you know, in the system. I still have faith in the system, not as much as before, obviously, because the system still works. It's just, you got to, you know, a fox in the hen house in there, you know, basically.
The orange one. That was a great analogy.
Bam. We got to start writing skits. Got an orange fox in the hen house.
Exactly.
Clowning. So you're right on that. You're right on that. And like I said, at some point, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is when it all does flip and it all does come to an end, will we be satisfied? And where do we redirect?
I don't know, 'cause I'm really concerned.
Where do we redirect our animosity? Is that the word I'm trying to use? Basically,
displeasure. Because I don't think
I like displeasure. Where do we redirect our displeasure? Because we have been not even lied to, but clowned and bamboozled for this whole amount of time. Yet still we're supposed to believe in this system, and it's supposed to work.
It's hard.
It needs to be, you know, redrafted, rewritten in some form. I realize it's the U.S. Constitution, whether you believe in it or support it or not. You're here in America if you live in America. And if you're a citizen, it is what it is. So at some point, you can't just be like, okay, forget everything, I'm going to do my own. You got to be like, okay, well, I'm going to have kids. I'm going to have grandkids. I got friends who have kids, whatever. You know, at some point, you got to be like, you know what? We got to do something. You know, something needs to be done, or believe in something and follow something or support something.
Well, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Remember that?
That's why we're here.
Right. You know, and here's the interesting thing is that I have just concluded reading Animal Farm with my 10th grade class, and we've talked extensively about propaganda, and I put up current propaganda, and they were able to make these connections between what they're seeing or hearing about, because their exposure to social media really allows them, even if they don't understand the depth of it or follow the link to figure out what's really going on, they're being inundated. So taking this time to break this down for them and help them see how they are being inundated. Being inundated with this propaganda, it's eye-opening for them. They're like, oh. You know, and then when we're relating it back to what happened in Russia under Stalin, what happened in Germany under Hitler, and then they're juxtaposing it with Animal Farm and say, wow, now I see how Napoleon did it. Is that how Hitler did it? Is that how Stalin did it? And then look at what's going on now. It's like, oh, you know, we talked a lot about scapegoats, and I was really able to help them see how people in positions of power use undocumented immigrants as scapegoats for fear. And that fear tactic, that fear propaganda that's being in, I mean, they already are upset because I deal at my school, we have a high number of Hispanics. And so understanding rightfully so where they stand in that situation, it's eye-opening for them. I mean, because they knew enough to be smart enough to be offended, but then to be able to put a proper title on it, to put a name on it and go, oh, what?
Yeah.
Right.
Because now you can classify it,
Mm-hmm.
and now you can use the tools that the oppressors are using to control it in the first place. And when you get to that,
take control
power.
Of that narrative.
Sure, it's a power.
Absolutely.
The whole idea is to keep, you know, the misfortunate, you know, dumbed down,
exactly,
and broken up.
And exactly.
At that for years.
It's divide and conquer. It has worked for the rich forever. And the sooner that the have-nots realize that they're just being used as pawn in the rich man's game, then something's going to change.
Yep. And then you can look at the racism and stuff and all the stuff that's going on that is basically the cloud that is at your forehead and above, right? That racism cloud is right there at your forehead, and it carries its weight as high, you know, as it possibly can. But you got to remember, above the clouds, right, you have different layers of the atmosphere, the stratosphere, and all these different spheres until you get to space, right?
So the final frontier.
You got the final frontier, BGBG and Putt Peace and all that, whatever. The point of the matter is, if you understand that there are more layers, more in depth and more layers to actually what's going on,
and take time to get through it.
That's right. Get your head out of the clouds. And, you know, look for that clear spot. Go above the clouds to figure out a different solution for yourself. Put yourself in a position to sidestep all the BS because, you know, I see mixed communities a lot where I would assume by looking, because I know I'm judged, right? Wherever I go out and I'm judging, right? So when I see these dudes that look like, okay, they can be, you know, my opposition, supremacist or whatever, you know, you position yourself in a way, and then you end up communicating
unconscious
and
bias.
having a conversation with these. Excuse me, or your car bumped mine. Oh, you're from this area. I'm not from this area. What's your football team? Your kids go here. Then you realize
find your
connection. It's not even
you
that.
guys are not as different as you thought you were. Y'all like, still dealing with the same struggles. Yep, same side, same coin, just different sides.
That's all it is. So once we come to that realization that we're going to have differences, right? As a black man, white man, Hispanic, Asian, whatever it is, we're going to have the differences. But it doesn't have to be boiled up to where those differences.
We don't have to. We don't have to allow other people to pit us against one another.
That's all they're doing.
Because while we busy fighting, they get rich,
and they making
getting rich.
Because you go to jail, I'm gonna go to jail,
and they've invested in the prison.
They've already invested in the system's already set up for you to do what you're supposed to do.
So they can get you out of their way.
That's it. Which is argue, fight, disagree, cause commotion, so they can get you to that system and do what they
go to jail.
Don't be the dummy.
Don't be the pawn.
Players get the paper when the game is tight.
So you want to go? You want to do tech or self-improvement?
I'll do tech right now.
Okay.
Tech seems to be fun.
I like tech.
Yeah, tech is good. I guess Apple.
Not the kind you eat,
finally
or the kind I hold.
The kind you hold. Finally got their situation fixed on their phone, you know.
Oh, with the FaceTime.
Yeah.
Just now, really?
Yeah. So I think what happened.
It had to have been fixed a while back. Because when they realized they had a problem, they actually took FaceTime offline. You couldn't make FaceTime. And I've been FaceTiming with my kids for a while.
Well, you might want to check it because they might be listening to this conversation. The thing was, well, first when there was a kid that had busted Apple for basically putting in software in their phones that made the battery, go bad earlier than what's expected, so that people can go, buy the new batteries.
Right. They were sued for that.
Right.
Right.
So he ended up getting something like $200,000. Now Apple wants him to kind of come work for them now, kind of thing. Right. Then this thing came out with Apple, and oops, our bad. FaceTime can kind of hear conversations before you answer, maybe after you hang up.
No. What it was is that people were calling FaceTime, and without you picking up, it went through, and I was
right.
You could eavesdrop.
Right. And that's not an accident, because when they do all the testing and stuff like that, they know about these things, and when these things
so
go
spying
out,
on us.
That's right. So these things go out.
I'd be talking to myself. They're like, this girl crazy.
Well,
she talked to herself.
People want to get these Amazon and Google devices in your home where you can speak to them. They're listening to the conversation.
Alexa is telling on you.
All these devices are listening right now to our conversation, waiting for a cue. If I said
right, because the minute they have to already be listening to hear me say, "Hey Siri."
That's right. They have to be listening. Or
you're
okay,
right.
GOOGLE.
Right.
If you said that right, I think everything's gonna wake up.
Bling!
Now my thing was, I was talking to the wife about it. What if they had a They have this thing now. Let me start with this, where this tech show that I think was in Detroit is putting into the vehicles now, where you can pull into your home, start pushing buttons like you do with your garage door opener, and turn on the lights and the heat, get light stuff, which is cool, because if you can pull up to a dark house and you get the heat going and some lights going on, that's a pretty cool feature.
Right.
But what happens when you leave and one device is talking to another and they get in an argument? Right? They have that on YouTube, and you can Google it, where they take an iPhone.
House is on fire.
And another iPhone, and they ask it one question, and then they turn the other one on, and it just goes back and forth to see how far they can go.
Play that game.
It's not a game. It's really weird. And the point of the matter is, it doesn't have any real intelligent conversation, but the point of the matter is it does have conversation. So to sum up this tech information, if you've got an Apple phone, it's said on the news right now that the patch has been fixed for for that FaceTime feature, which I never
eavesdrop.
Use. Right. And I know that Facebook is now trying to basically take over that market with regard to taking WhatsApp and incorporating it into Facebook, because it has that feature where you can do the FaceTime and stuff. So maybe there's gonna be a Facebook phone coming.
Yeah, because that is the one thing with FaceTime. Only Apple can talk to Apple. Google can talk to Google. And so people are liking that WhatsApp. I'm like, I don't need another doggone app.
But WhatsApp is better, because the way it was designed on the premise that encrypted data would be passed through devices. So no one can basically chime into what was going on in your phone. That's the beautiful thing.
Well, see, I like Snapchat too, because you can like have a 16-way conversation in Snapchat. You're not in Snapchat.
I'm not in Snapchat. I know they have Snapchat shows. I heard they had a show. I thought Snapchat was just 6-second video, and then it would.
Well, it started. Well, that was a Vine. Snapchat were 10-second videos, but then they fixed it so that you can hold your finger down and make up to 5 or 6 10-second videos. So you can record up to a minute, and you can post them on your story, and they stay there for 24 hours. If you want to save something, you can say, oh, I can save that, and it stays there forever. So it's good for, you don't want to clutter up people's streams or feeds with stuff that's nonsensical. You want to share it, but it's only 24-hour famous. The thing I like about Snapchat is that it does allow me to go, oh, this is 24-hour worthy. Oh my God, it's 27 degrees outside. Look at the ice. We don't need that forever. 24 hours is a good enough for me.
Brings it back. 3 years ago, you said hi to a parrot. I'm like, is that relevant? Okay, put it on your timeline.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
But see, that's the thing about Snapchat. It's once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. But I just invested in Snapchat. I bought some stock.
Snapchat is see, and I don't want to. Girl, you better look at your stock. Snapchat ain't doing good. No, it's not.
You want to bet? I can show you right now.
No. After the show, we're gonna look at this, and then we're gonna report. We're gonna report as to what happened. Snapchat just got in trouble, and they said Snapchat probably won't be another round.
What they get in trouble for?
God, I wish I knew that. I didn't do that research on that. Snapchat got in trouble this week. Like big trouble, not like a little bit of trouble.
My shares are up.
Congratulations, and I hope it
I
doubles.
bought at 860. I'm up at 909. I just bought it like 3 days ago.
I hope whatever trouble they got in, I hope it doubles.
I'm about to find
what? Whatever trouble they got in, I hope your investment doubles.
Okay, we about to find out. I'm gonna find out what the news was.
Yeah. So it's all good. See? So that's our tech, Apple, whatever your phone is done.
Okay.
And then as far as WhatsApp, Facebook is, like I said, merging all their product just so that way they can start doing some more control, more control than they already have. So
cool. Tech. All right. Movies. So What Men Want, starring Taraji P. Henson, is debuting this weekend. That's the one that we talked about, was the spinoff of What Women Want. So I can't wait to see it. I should go to the movies this weekend. I'm so busy. I'm gonna treat myself.
Man, it'd be nice to go to the movies one day.
And we should go.
Man.
I'm gonna take Gina. We're gonna have a girls' night. And we'll tell you about it.
Yeah. Was it good?
You stay home with the baby.
Yeah, I think the last time she went to the movies with you too.
I know that was forever ago. I'm gonna drag her out. But we also said we're gonna have a spa day coming up. We're thinking about my spring break. We're gonna go get a massage and just we got plans. You can't go. You gotta stay home with the baby.
That's right. Daddy duties, baby. Daddy duties for life.
Self-improvement. That's for you.
That's right. Get drunk.
Drink. I got one if you don't have one.
Drink. I don't have one. I don't have self-improvement.
You want me to do it? Yeah. I got it. Okay. All right. I recently started listening to a podcast. Won't go into the specifics, but one of the things that it's talking about is mindset. Your mindset controls a lot of what's going on metaphysically. It's kind of like, and I see this in my students. If they believe I can't do math, they've already set themselves up to not be able to do math. Or I can't write an essay. They've programmed their mindset that they can't do it, as opposed to having a growth mindset. They would say, you know what? I didn't get it right this time, but I'm going to do it. And the thing that they have found, the difference between those who have static mindsets and growth mindset is perseverance, that stick-to-itiveness, that willing to challenge themselves. And the whole idea is to start transforming your mindset, being self-reflective, transforming your mindset and saying, what areas do I look at that I have not felt strong in, that I can begin to challenge myself in ways that I have not experienced success.
That's a lot for a kid to say today with the attention span that you just mentioned earlier.
It is. But if they don't get it, they're not going to have a job.
That's true. Period.
If they don't get it, they're not going to have a job. Because all the people who said, you know what, I didn't get this, but I'm ready. I need to challenge myself. They're going to have a job and you're going to be making their burgers.
That's right. That's real.
And that's fine if you want to make burgers.
That's right.
That's fine.
If you like burgers and fries.
But okay, I'm about to go somewhere else with this. You ready?
Skirt.
It's connected though.
Okay.
Minimum wage. What are your thoughts? Should it continue to go up, or should it just be like, you know what? You don't want to make minimum wage? Go get yourself some non-minimum wage talent. That's a tough one, huh?
No, it's not a tough one.
Okay.
Because
we're going to see if we agree.
Yeah. My thing is, I honestly, here's what I will say. And this is kind of a two-part answer, but it's realistic. Okay. Minimum wage should be set up for a certain, about a certain amount of sustainability in society.
Okay.
Meaning that you should be able to get certain things done without falling below a line. That being said,
without falling below the line of poverty.
Yeah. Just to keep it so that way poverty doesn't bring society down. Now, as far as minimum wage for me, I could care less because my realm of thinking is nowhere near accepting minimum wage. I shoot for, the planets so I can be among the stars. You know what I'm saying? That's just my mentality, which you kind of just mentioned. If I accept
growth mindset.
Right. If I just accept, minimum wage, this is my minimum. Let me start with that and go from there. Then that's kind of.
But your mind is always focused on where
I'm not. Minimum wage to me, at my experience in life and the things that I've gathered, is an insult. I can't I can't do that. I can't do that. My time is way more valuable than minimum wage for me personally.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
That's where I'm at.
Well,
she's like, what? I wasn't expecting all that. I was expecting. You should just say this, so I could have just cut your head off.
No. I'm thinking of it is a great topic. It's not. This is one of those issues that's not black or white. Yes or no. I'm in the middle, but not for the reasons that most people would think. The poverty level is about $15,000 for a family of 4. Who the heck? Where can you live on $15,000 and feed 4 people? So that's
you can't even live in the street. But
it's ridiculous, right? I might as well get a box.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So I think that's unrealistic right there. I do not think that minimum wage is not what you should be making to have a family. So I think that minimum wage was designed to make sure people are paid fairly for their labor, because we don't want people being abused and taken advantage of. But at the same time, it wasn't meant to be a sustainable wage. I'm making, I don't even know what minimum wage is. I could pull a number out my hat. What is it, $11, $12? I'm not going to make $12 and say, hey, let's get married and have a couple of kids because we can live happily ever after. And now, minimum wage isn't enough, pay me more. I'm against that. I think that if you want to make more, you need to put yourself in a position and have a skill to make more.
That's just the way it works.
I think because I'm not going to pay the price for my burgers to pay that minimum wage worker $15 to make my burgers. I'm going to stop going out. I think it's going to hurt the economy. And I think
if minimum wage goes up.
If minimum wage goes up beyond what is reasonable for the services that are being given.
Oh yeah.
Think about Carl's Jr.'s. If you have to, what are you going to raise that burger to pay all your minimum wage employees $14, $15 an hour? I'm going to stop going to your establishment. And then what's going to happen? You're going to have fewer hours to spend on your employees, and the employees are going to have fewer hours. So it's meant, minimum wage was meant for the high schooler who's trying to make a little money.
That's my point. It's meant for those layers.
Right. It's meant for the person who's in college trying to make a little bit of money, who needs a flexible schedule.
Not meant to take
work.
Care of your family.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that whole, yes, but I think they need to make an adjustment to what the poverty level is so that we can get some assistance for those who may need it. For instance, there was a time, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I'll be flat out, when after divorcing my husband, I had 3 kids. I was going back to school, working 3 part-time jobs, and I needed food stamps. I needed it to make ends meet. I'm working 3 part-time jobs trying to get my degree. But for me, it was a stepping stone. I'm going to get over this because that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. So we do need to make services available for people who are in that gap where I was.
And that's always been the argument.
Exactly.
What comes out, though, the part that the devil in the detail is the people that take advantage of that, just kind of stay
exactly
and complain because things are changing. It's like, well,
exactly.
I've been on welfare for 10, 15, 20 years, and
and you proud of that.
That's a lifestyle.
That's a lifestyle, right? It's not a temporary stopgap. Right. So I think that we need to recognize where the poverty level should be, have services for those people who are transitioning from one phase to another, and no raising of the minimum wage. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. If you make minimum wage, you know what? I'm an English teacher. Email me. Let's sit down. Let's make a plan for you so that you don't have to be a minimum wage employee. Let's find out what you're good at. My mother always said, find what you love to do and then turn it into a career. If you'll do that for yourself, you won't make minimum wage.
What about you at Walmart though? If their cost of living goes up with everybody else's, but yet and still their income still stays down. What about that? Wouldn't Walmart as a company have to not hire as many people in order to?
Yes.
There's already nobody in there now. When you go into a Walmart and you try to get you some food, you gotta.
But see, Walmart has a problem. Sorry, Walmart. Here we go.
Walmart, Home Depot.
Walmart was one of those jobs that I've had I went there and worked there for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart does not like to hire part-time employees. Walmart wants full-time employees. Why? I don't know. So they need to look at the fact that you will have more people to choose from if you can't demand what they can't give, because you do have those people who are going to college. They're doing things to try to get somewhere else. So let them be flexible with their schedule. Don't make them work 40 hours a week so that they can't get on to their next place. Then they can be your business manager. Then they can, manage your floor for you and do your inventory and manage your employees, be your HR people. So, yeah.
I agree with you on that, but I don't see that as being their directive. I see their directive being like any other business in a capitalist society, and that's just to capitalize.
And they're trying to keep those prices low so that they can undercut everybody. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes that may mean we're going to have 5 people working tonight, not 7.
You got to check out yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's all right then.
Wait, now, but there's music.
Okay.
Okay. 21 Savage, you know who he is?
Now, I don't know who he is, but I do know he's from Atlanta, and he's also doesn't belong in America.
Right. Exactly. No. He was here a long time. Okay. So 21 Savage is under scrutiny, and he is being really targeted. And I'm glad I did my research, because I was about to target him too. So apparently he was taken into services by ICE and detained, and he's being sent back to UK for overstaying his visa.
You mean ICE like bling? Like
ICE? No.
Oh, okay. I got you.
ICE like clink.
Oh, like clink.
Like clink.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he's being deported back to the UK. But here's the thing. He actually came over here
with a visa.
On a visa when he was 7 years old. His mom and dad divorced. He came here when he was 7 years old. He apparently had gone back in 2005, I think it was, and then came back, and then his visa expired in 2006. But here's the thing that got me the most. Okay, first of all, people are scrutinizing him that he's talking about this life of gangbanging and selling drugs and things like that. And he's from the UK. He's not even a citizen. But what people didn't realize, he was actually raised in Atlanta from the time he was 7 years old. And I read up on him. He's about that life. So for those of you who are cracking on thinking that he was faking it, he's not. He's genuine. So he was actually raised in the ATL. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing that got me, though. Oh, here's more confirmation about him being about that life. When he was in the 7th grade, his name is actually Abraham Joseph. He was actually permanently banned from every school in DeKalb County School District for gun possession.
Decatur?
DeKalb.
Oh, DeKalb.
What's got an L?
I'm sorry, DeKalb County.
DeKalb.
I got to represent from ATL.
DeKalb.
Can't let her do
why it's got an LB?
I got her. Yeah, I lived and worked.
Okay, y'all need to learn to spell.
It's all good.
It's got an L. I'm hooked on for now. I'm hooked on
DeKalb County. We got you.
DeKalb County. Okay, school district for gun possession. So obviously he's about that life. Here's the thing that got me. So in 2014, he was actually convicted of felony drug charges in Fulton County, Georgia. Why was he allowed to stay in 2014 when his visa had already expired in 2006? And now you're trying to deport him now in 2019. When you had him in your custody, you should have known he was on a visa that had expired 7 years before. Why didn't they catch it then? That's my question. Well, inquiring minds want to know.
You did say DeKalb County, right?
Oh. No. That's where he was expelled from school. But his charges were in Fulton County.
They're all butting against each other. It's like Atlanta and some outskirts of Atlanta. But like I said, things can be missed. It's a human situation, right? It can be missed, and it was missed. I don't even think that's a big deal because it happens all the time.
Well, the thing is, if you run, okay, I thought one of the first things they do when they arrest you is they run in your name.
First thing they do is judge you. No, they saw him with them gold teeth and his braided hair, and they was like, okay boom.
Okay, after the judgment, I'm talking. That's mental. The physical action, I thought they run your name.
The process is, I'm sure they run your name.
I've never been arrested, praise God.
I do know with government systems, and this goes from east to west to north to south, government systems aren't
the most up-to-date systems that there are, especially when they're crowded and there are other things that are happening. More important things are happening. If there's a murder involved with someone that was processed in front of him, or, you know, O.J. Simpson was coming that day or something. A lot of the stuff is just pushed through. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you talking about Simpson so much today? Is he in the news at some, or he about to be in the news?
Yeah, he's like some sort of, it's in my head. I think I saw something on another site where they just said O.J. Simpson's released today.
Really?
It's old news. Real old news.
I need to find out.
But I do have a feeling something's gonna happen with OJ, and that's why I keep
Let's find out. Well, I hope he don't die. You know, one of those actors died today.
He's 71. Orenthal. Yeah, he's out there.
O.J. Simpson. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna repeat that. Orenthal.
So anyway, on the 21 Savage thing, like I said, kind of sad that he has to go, through all that. He's obviously been in Atlanta. If he's gotten in trouble, one time for whatever it was, as long as it wasn't anything, heinous, shooting nobody or messing with no kids and stuff like that, or killing nobody, then, you got to make it happen. I think what they're doing is they're seeing the opportunity to say, oh, wait a minute. This is a nugget. You got a passport and you was born here. So we could theoretically say that you ain't from here. And that's what they're doing with him.
Right. But even if you're here, if you're here on a visa and you're committing felony charges, whether your visa's expired or not, why are you still here? That's getting me too.
If you're committing felonies, then
if you are convicted on a felony and you here on a visa, why are you being released here?
Yeah, you're getting what you get at that point. Because you can't be a detriment to society.
All right.
Too many things going on like this in the news. I just saw today, to end this story, not on a bad note, so we're going to have to find something good. But they just saw on the 15 freeway in here in Southern California where a little 10-year-old got shot.
No.
In his car. And so now he's in the back of the car and he's getting shot. They rushing him off, flying to the hospital right up here in Victorville.
No.
I'm just like, it's pathetic. And they had a lot of freeway shootings.
So he's driving. Someone shot
in the car.
Into the car?
Yeah, you'll see it on the news when you get home tonight.
Oh,
it is what it is.
That's somebody's baby. And, Jesus gonna get you.
Yeah, just that stuff just fires me up. So on the other note, sorry
we need
that
to
family. Hopefully
positive.
He comes out real good. Coachella is now.
So he didn't die.
He didn't die that I know of.
I hope he lives. They
airlifted him.
I hope he lives.
Kids are resilient. Hopefully he didn't get shot in any vital area, and he could just maybe just a shoulder. Hopefully. Graze. I'd like to see it be a graze and keep on going no matter who it is. And I don't know if he's black, white, Mexican,
it doesn't matter.
Chinese.
That's somebody's baby.
That's my point. It doesn't even matter like that here. So to end this on a good note, looks like Coachella is doing their thing with regard to selling tickets for Splash House, which is in Palm Springs now. So you can get your August and I think July Splash House tickets. So for all y'all getting out there doing your thing, and we might end up there.
What's Splash House?
Splash House is an offset of Coachella.
Really?
So in the summertime, Coachella, Golden Voice will go and they will rent, let's say, a hotel. In this case, it's the Saguaro.
Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Right. And they'll event other, like 10 or 12 other locations, and they'll have like a band playing here. I'm sorry, not a band, but the DJ playing here, or whoever the entertainment is playing.
I see it.
In different locations. And the hotel is just kind of go all out, and it's just straight summer break. So.
It's party time.
Yep.
I see it. June 7th through 9th and August 9 to 11. We should go.
Yep.
I'm gonna be bikini ready. 5 more pounds.
You know what?
I don't look like it with this big old jacket, but it's cold.
It's hard to get press passes to these events.
Really?
So I'm gonna talk to our boy Dante and see if he can make some things happen, because we can get in there, shoot some things with some of the people that we want to see, especially if a lot of the acts. I think Kanye was up there many years ago. Snoop Dogg was up there.
If Eminem's coming,
I don't know about Eminem.
I like Eminem.
He's all right.
I like Eminem.
My favorite.
I eat my M&Ms in doubles.
Wow. So anyway,
white chocolate.
Yeah, that's Splash House, and we'll keep you guys posted on that. And like with Coachella, whoever comes out, we're going to try to get out in there and do some interviews and stuff. So things are going to change up for us coming up in another couple of weeks. So hang in there. Please click subscribe. We need
subscribe.
We won't bug you with anything. We will send you one nugget a day, one gem a day.
And we want to thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Peace.